Hey there. Let me ask you something. If a recruiter read your LinkedIn About section today, would they be thinking, wow, I really need to talk to this person? Or would they forget it 3 seconds later? Uh, I found that too many About sections sound like resumes just simply copied into paragraph form. Professional? Maybe. Memorable? Not even close. Look, here's the truth. And I don't mean to pick or poke fun at anybody who doesn't know what they don't know. But your About section should do more than just simply list your experience. It should help people understand who you are, what you can do for them, the value you bring, and why they should keep reading. Real simple. Today, with the help of AI, I'm going to create a first person LinkedIn About section for your target role using your resume, the positioning statement that you created, the strongest achievements that you've put into your information, and the real market language that we found out that you need for your position. Professional? Absolutely. Warm, searchable, conversational, because the best About sections don't they don't sound like corporate summaries. They sound like real people who are worth contacting. Look, welcome. This is Daily AI Prompts for Job Seekers, the evening edition for the month of July. I'm still down here on the Eastern Shore. Young people doing a great job, and can't wait to tell you all about the experience. Look, I'm William Craig III, an AI business and career consultant. And if you're new to the series, my goal is simple: to help you run your job search like a well-organized job campaign, one that has clarity, confidence, and strategy using AI as your job campaign manager. All right, let's say hello to whomever is joining us in, find my mouse, in the comments section, and happens to be Dawn Lewis. Of course it is. Hey, Dawn. Greetings. Let's see. I got to make this bigger for me. Good evening, good people. I wonder what William has for us this Wednesday. Oh my goodness, look at her. She's being coy. I love it. I love it. Hey, look, thanks for being here, Dawn. Thanks for making yourself known. For those of you who are here, I know you are, but you're not making yourself known. It's okay. I'm just glad you're here. And remember to share the information with others. Let's see. Something popped up. Daniel Velez. Daniel says, hi, William, and Get Up and Get a Job campaigners. Ready for another session. Right on. That's what I'm talking about. Love it. Glad you're here, Daniel. How's the weather up there in New York City, huh? We got a scorcher here. Scorcher. Oh, my goodness. Scorcher alert. But look, let's do this so we can get out and enjoy the rest of our evening. And here is our prompt for today. Write a 2,600 character max first person NLP-laced LinkedIn About section for Mary's AR/AP manager role using her resume, positioning statement, top achievements, previously discovered market keywords, etc. Keep it professional, warm, SEO-rich, search engine optimized rich, age smart, and conversational. Use emojis as appropriate, and end with a clear call to action. And this is something that I do with all of the folks that I work with personally. If you're interested, the address is scrolling across the screen, careertransitionsystem.com, and as well, the QR code is on the screen. But just remember, there's a free download. And if you use the QR code and you're on your phone, you got to make sure you know where that download is going. All righty. So Chad is saying, I'm shaping this around Mary's strongest management story. Look, we talked about stories a couple of weeks ago. And this is why I say, I'm poking fun at what you don't know, because you don't know what you don't know. And quite honestly, dare I say this, a lot of coaches and a lot of the information that is being given out there is fluff. I saw something today. I'm not going to mention any names, but there was a presentation given today, and there were at the peak that I saw 2,100 people, 2,100 people on this broadcast, webinar, whatever you want to call it, this session. But they just went surface level. And at one point, someone even commented with over 2,000 people, the chat thing is going by so quickly, there's no way they're going to be able to answer the real questions that people have. And there were so many questions that it was like, I wanted to jump in. Wow. I wanted to jump in and answer the questions, but it wasn't my show. And, but I share that with you because, again, I finally, at a couple of points in there, I put in the comment section, why go this alone? Work with a coach. Work with a coach. I wanted to say, why aren't you all advocating the use of working with a coach? Because with all of the moving pieces, people find it hard to figure out all of this stuff on their own, especially in a timely manner. They kept saying how the job market is becoming difficult. No, the job market has been difficult for a while, for some time now. And people know that. You don't have to tell them the job market is becoming difficult. They know the job market is difficult. They are joining your webinar because they want to know what to do about it. And anyway, I didn't mean to go off on that tangent. It just really irks me. Okay, it does, because these are people who are supposedly staying at the forefront of what's going on, and they don't have a clue. They just don't. And if they do, they're just not sharing it. They're not. And anyway, this is where the rubber meets the road. Again, I'm going to say this. If you're new to the series, if you haven't been following along, June 1st, and I know we're in the middle of July, already the middle of July, unbelievable. But I did a reset and we started over, and I started taking you step by step through the various things that you need to cover. And of course, we only get a little while on a daily basis, but if we're working together, we have one-on-one time. I give you homework, and we're able to work together to move the needle forward faster. But today, we're at the place where we're looking at the About section, which again is something that I do for my clients, bottom line. Once we get that resume done, then there are lots of things. Go to careertransitionsystem.com. You can see what's there, but there's so much that we can get done on your behalf so that we can get you out there, promoting you as the professional you want to be seen as. Okay, enough with the commercial. But I had to share that because it just really burned me that they had so many people to sign up to get information, and they really didn't provide the information that people needed. So that tells me what I need to be doing. All righty. So built from Mary's resume, achievements, tools, and ARAP manager positioning. It's 2,592 characters, including spaces, keeping it within LinkedIn's 2,600 character limit. All right, so let's pop this out and take a look. All right, it says, what happens when strong financial controls meet clear communication, disciplined follow-through, and a commitment to getting the details right? That's the opening that's the hook. All right, I taught my kids about using hooks, and they did a great job with creating their presentations with hooks. So that's the hook. That's the thing that's going to make a person, first off, is going to grab their attention, but next, going to make them read the next paragraph. All right. But what do we do? Strong financial controls, clear communication, disciplined follow through, commitment to getting the details right. we know from the research we did, these are, or I should say, this is the focus of hiring managers for what Mary's looking to do. And if you've been doing the exercises, then you should now, once you do this one, you should have something that grabs someone's attention, speaks to what we know your industry is looking for based on the research you did, and takes us into the next phase of this. All right. I'm an accounts receivable, accounts payable professional with experience managing high volume financial activity, strengthening cash flow, resolving complex account issues, and supporting timely reporting. I'm bringing that experience forward as an AR/AP manager who can guide processes, support teams, and help leaders address issues before they become expensive problems. Do you hear the story that Mary is telling about herself and her capabilities, the value she brings, and who she is as a professional? All right, let's see more. Throughout my career, I've managed a $70 million aging portfolio and helped reduce outstanding balances to $30 million. I collected more than $17 million in 1 year, resolved over $500,000 in unidentified cash, reduced unapplied and unidentified payments by 80%, and processed more than $30 million in weekly deposits across checks, ACH, and wire transfers. Now, for some of you, you might say, oh, that's bragging. You'd be wrong. Mary is simply stating the facts as it relates to, here's what I've done for others, because I'm coming to you talking about what I can do for you. Here's the proof. Here's what proves that I can do what I say I can do for you. Here's what I've done for others. I'm known for asking the right questions. Got a reputation, researching discrepancies thoroughly, documenting decisions clearly, and building productive relationships with customers, vendors, teams, and leaders. Whether I'm overseeing full cycle accounts receivable and accounts payable, supporting collections, reviewing invoices, reconciling accounts, and managing billing, handling journal entries, coordinating disbursements, or improving month-end close and reporting. Oh, that month-end, we got that month-end there. Those of you who've been with me, you know how important that month-end language was. I bring calm, consistency, and accountability. I can do it all. My experience includes, and then here we go. We got the bulleted list. Accounts receivable, accounts payable management, cash application, collections, billing and reconciliations, aging analysis, dispute resolution, cash flow improvement, invoice processing, purchase orders, vendor support, month-end close, journal entries, reporting and audit readiness, process improvement, documentation, cross-functional collaboration, high-volume transaction processing and financial operations, team support, client communication, and issue escalation. I've worked with SAP, NetSuite, QuickBooks, Aderant, CMS, Salesforce, FRX reporting, Power BI, and Microsoft Excel. And how do we know she did that? Because some time back, those were the kinds of things that she was encouraged to start taking some classes in, some courses in. Doesn't have to be a 4-year degree. It doesn't have to be a 2-year associate's, okay? It doesn't even have to be a 6-month. At the end of the day, you've got LinkedIn Learning available to you. I can say that one good thing about LinkedIn. You've got LinkedIn Learning available. If you don't have a premium account, most of your library systems will allow you to access it for free. And if your local library doesn't, then try the next city or town or county over. For many of you, it's maybe within a 15, 30-minute drive. All right. But you can access it online. You may have to go and sign up in person, show them your driver's license. Look, I've got library cards from from DC, Maryland, and Virginia. All right. All right. Didn't cost me a dime. Just had to show my ID. And now I can access their systems online and take advantage of the many, many resources that are now free to me. Okay. But here we go. When we're looking at what are the things we need to do to augment our profile, if you will, not just our LinkedIn profile, but our professional profile, we're going to find that there are probably some software applications that we need to bone up on, that we need to get better with. And so that's how Mary came about these things. I'm also expanding my use of AI-enabled tools to improve reporting, accuracy, and decision support. Again, we went through that same deal. Mary found out which AI tools she needed to be using. And as a manager, what was important as it relates to utilizing AI. Right? Experience has taught me that good accounting is not only about numbers, it's about trust. People need to know the information is accurate, the process is controlled, and the person responsible will follow through. I'm ready to bring that trust, that experience, that steady leadership to an organization seeking an AR/AP manager who can strengthen operations, support people, and keep cash moving. Let's connect and discuss how I can support your accounting team and financial goals. There's the call to action. Very, very well written. Very well written. And here's what I'll say, because you guys know I say this all the time. I'm not expecting you to just take it out of the box and use it. But here we go. If we wanted to, we could. If we wanted to, we could actually take this just as it is written and use it. And we have the appropriate emojis sprinkled in there. Failed to mention that. But at the end of the day, and let me get this, share this link, and I hope this Wi-Fi is working well for you all. At the end of the day, this is how we make the kind of impression in our About section that gets people interested, that makes people want to know more about us. Because remember, they will see your About section before they see your Experience section. Okay, just remember that. And in some cases, depending upon if someone's doing a search, they'll see this before they see a resume. All right. So yeah, if you submit your resume, you've got that on your profile address on your resume. 9.5 times out of 10, they're going to look you up. If they're already on LinkedIn, guess what? They're going to do a search and you should pop up. How are you going to pop up? Because of what we did with your headline. And your banner is going to catch their attention, which is going to make them want to come down and read more. And then when they get to your About section, again, you open up with a question, with a challenge to them. Again, all of these things work together. This is what I'm not hearing other coaches talk about. And I guess some of them will be, is I've been seeing a lot of my stuff out there lately, right? Duplicated. And what do they say? Imitation is the greatest form of flattery. But the sad part is that so many people are I'm going to say shysters. They're just jipping people because, they're, anyway. Something popped up here. TJ Richardson, you made it. Hey, TJ says, hello, everyone. I hope everyone is staying safe and cool. Yes, indeedy. Thank you. Hey, give me some feedback. I'm going to wait 30 seconds here. Give me some feedback. What do you think about what we did today and how it might help you? All right. I want to know. I'm not an inquiring mind. I want to know. I want to know. All righty. Again, you all know, those of you who've been with me, you know that I'm not here just to do this. I'm not here for, as they say, form or fashion. I'm here because I want to help you help you. All righty. I'm down on the Eastern Shore teaching kids who don't have access to a lot of professional resources to find out what it means to do presentations, to find out what it means to use AI in a way that's not cheating, to find out what it means to be able to stand up in front of a room and present yourself and be a presentation before you give a presentation. And I mean, it's wonderful. It's a wonderful feeling. And anyway, okay. So nothing in the, okay, there it is, popped up. Let's see what it says here. Daniel Velez says, thank you, William. Definitely has compelling attention grabbing elements to update LinkedIn profile. Yes, the about section is so very important. Think of your about section, and thank you so much, Daniel. Think of your about section is like your cover letter on steroids. All right. But the difference here is everybody who comes to your profile gets to see your cover letter, if you will. And because we've done our research and we've knitted it all together like a warm quilt in the wintertime, they're able to see information that's relevant to them no matter what the job title is or the job description looks like. Because remember, when they get that resume, your resume is going to be custom tailored to their job description. It's going to have all this flavor. So it's going to tell the same story, but it's going to be custom tailored to their job description. And so all of our stories are going to jive. Your banner story is going to jive. Your headline story is going to jive with the banner. The about section is going to jive with the headline. The resume is going to jive with the about section. Everything is going to be working together. Let's see, something else popped up here. Dawn says, I keep returning to get up and get a job because you make the information relatable. Thank you, Dawn. Thank you for that. Truly, I appreciate it. I do. And that's my goal. And I'm going to say this. That's part of my gift. It's part of my gifting. We all have gifts and talents and skills and abilities. I call them tags. Talents, abilities, gifts, and skills. Tags. We all have tags. Not like dog tags, but we all have tags. And one of my tags is that I can take information that's complex and synthesize it to make it relatable, to make it easily digestible. I'll come up with an analogy, out of my left ear. That's my right ear. But, so that you get it. I'll come up with eight different analogies until you go, oh, okay, I get it. Because I need you to understand it. That's what I'm here for. I'm not here just to espouse, theories and just to spew information that just throw stuff at you. No, I want you to get it. I want you to understand it. I want you to use it. I want you to profit from it. So thank you. Thank you both for sharing that. Hey, look, I'm so happy that we had a chance to share a little bit today. And as I shared, I'm just going to say this again because I mentioned it, I think, yesterday for the first time. August may be in football, a bye week. August may be a bye month. August may be, we're going to be relocating. All righty. And so in thinking about all that needs to be done, August might be a month where, and I'm still thinking about this because quite honestly, I'd like to maybe record some stuff and put it up there and schedule it so that it goes, live at a certain time, at probably 12 noon. We go back to that. But I'm still thinking about it, but I believe I'm leaning towards August being a month where there's some information I'm going to be giving, but it won't be the live stuff we can pick up by the time we finish what we have to do by the end of July. Then we'll pick up September and come into the home stretch of the year. And hopefully by then I've got a few more of you that I'm working with personally, and we can start sharing some testimonials of good stuff. I'll share this with you because it's important for you to understand something. Part of why I harp on this idea of working with a coach is because we are in a crazy, mixed up, difficult job market. And I was with a local leader The local leader who had spoken to a statewide leader. Now, this was just state of Maryland. And that statewide leader had met with a group of company heads, CEOs, CFOs, et cetera, C-suite folks. And they basically made a statement that they were not going to be hiring in mass as they had in the past. And I got to just bring the reality home. I mean, I'm not going to lie to you. What's going on in our political system and in our economy is really affecting how companies are moving. Now, does that mean that they're not hiring at all? No, it doesn't. But what it does mean is that the hiring that is taking place, a lot of it's going to be word of mouth. A woman actually, I happened to see that it was a woman, put that in the comment section as a question in that webinar I was telling you about earlier. And she said, we've heard about the hidden job market. Can you tell us how to tap into it? And I'm sitting here going, I've taught on that multiple times. I show you how to do it. If you work with me, I help you to do it. Gosh, you go back and we look at the people that you need to be connecting with and how you need to connect with them. What do you need to put out there? Anyway, I need you to know that this piece of where we are right now it's lending itself to people who are doing the networking the right way and who are making their presence known online. And it takes various forms and formats. But that's why I keep harping on it, because unless you're working with somebody, you just don't know how to do all of this. And I've heard this word. If I heard it once, I've heard it 1,000 times. Overwhelm or overwhelming. It becomes overwhelming. People become overwhelmed with the process. And that's part of what I want to take away. Is Dawn said, I make the information relatable, but I make it easy for you to actually do. All right. That's me. That's my story. I'm sticking to it. I so appreciate you all. Thank you for, again, always being here, showing up. You don't have to. You could just watch the replays, but you don't. You actually show up live. And I thank you for that. I don't take it lightly. So with that said, look, between now and tomorrow, if you hear something, see something that seems out of place, let somebody know. Be the difference maker that you would want somebody else to be for you. And at the same time, if you can, there are just 3 things I want you to remember. God loves you. I love you. Nothing you can do about it. I'll look to see you tomorrow, 6 p.m. Eastern. Have a great night, everybody.
Wow, that was fantastic. I haven't been this excited to learn about something since I left basketball. Anyway, Mr. Craig did another great job of sharing an AI prompt that anyone can use in their job search. Be sure to join him every day, Monday through Friday at noon Eastern, on his LinkedIn profile or his YouTube channel called Get Up and Get a Job. You can watch the replays there as well.